Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, one of the more anticipated fights in 2025 is the fight between Jaron Ennis and Eimantas Stanionis. I'm interested in seeing this fight for a multitude of reasons. But here recently, Jaron Ennis did an interview with, I believe it was TMZ. And there were some comments that were made by Ennis that were concerning for me. And I'm going to play this clip. It's probably around a minute and a half or so. So bear with us because I want you to get the full context of what Jaron Ennis is saying. And then I'm going to explain exactly why I have some reservations about his approach to this fight, or at least his thought process as it relates to this fight. Um, and we'll go from there, Jay. I want to see if you get the same reaction or the same concern as it relates to Jaron Ennis. But I thought the comments were very interesting. So let's play these comments here real quickly and react to them.
You and Eimantas are top two in the welterweight division. And even though he called you a great fighter, he still says he's going to beat you on April 12th. So what is your response to that?
I mean, he's saying what everybody's saying, and when they get in front of me, it's a whole different story, And come fight now, I'm gonna show the world why I'm the best welterweight in the world and the best fighter in the world. It's my time.
And does he does he present any challenges in the ring?
Um, nah, I mean we've seen it before. He come forward, try to throw a lot of punches, try to jab. We've seen it before. All I gotta do is listen, have fun, execute the game plan, beat him up, break him down, put on a show, and I will be walking out April 12th I'll be walking out of the Boardwalk Hall with my IBF, my new WBA, and my new Ring Magazine belt.
So Jay, um, I'm going to end the clip there. Let me preface my comments by saying this. I believe that Jaron Ennis is an absolute outstanding talent. I think he can be the number one fighter at the welterweight
Absolutely.
division. I think he could be the number one fighter in the world because he literally has everything that is necessary and required to get to that level. My concern, and this is just my personal opinion, I know Jaron Ennis fans are going to get upset about this. I'm a Jaron Ennis fan. Let's make that clear, right? But my concern is that he's talking as though he's already there. And in my personal opinion, he is not. In his last two fights demonstrated that. So he's making some of those same comments. I just want to go in there and have fun, execute the game plan. No, this guy doesn't really bring anything, right? But Stanionis is better than Karen, right? Wouldn't you say that? He's
Yeah,
also
I would definitely say
he's
that.
also better than Avanesian. And they were both able to land
Hmm.
shots on Jaron Ennis that honestly, if someone lands shots on him like that with power, they could potentially hurt him, right? I think Boots is great. I think he has all the tools to be like a really superb fighter. But I don't think he's there yet. And I think honestly, and this is my personal assessment, the belief that he is already there, not just in himself, but maybe amongst those that are around him, is hindering his ability to get to that point and continue to refine his game to really get to that point. In my opinion, I've never been to that gym. I don't know. And I may be proven wrong in this fight with Stanionis, right? He might go in there and blow Stanionis out. But I heard all I gotta do is go in there and have my fun. And I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. Right. And then we see after the fight, oh, I ain't really want to fight the guy, and they really don't get that kind of stuff. So it's concerning for me because Stanionis is going to be a better opponent than anybody he's ever faced. And he's saying that the guy doesn't present any real challenge outside of here. He's tried to jab and, he tried to throw a lot of punches. We've seen all that before. So I'm concerned. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm not concerned about the confidence. I get what you're saying because it could be going down the same path he went down with Karan, and that's not good. But Karan was a different fighter than Stanionis. Like I've noticed one thing Boots has said about the Stanionis fight, that Stanionis doesn't move his head. He doesn't. He really comes. He's more of a come forward type fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right up Boots' alley. You know, he's not a mover, not really a boxer, classical boxer like Karan was. You know, so that's what we noticed with Boots. Seemed like he struggled or had some difficulties with Karan was the movement, the fact that he was a
Karan didn't move,
boxer, he
but
was calculated,
Karan didn't.
he had a free IQ
I
in there.
I hear you. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I got to throw this caveat in there. In the rematch, Karan didn't move like that.
No, he didn't. He fought differently. He threw Boots completely off in the rematch. So I'm going off of the first fight. The second fight was different. Karan fought a whole different style. He was there. He was there. You know, he pushed Boots back a little bit, and it's like Boots didn't adjust. He had his mind set up for Karan, the boxer, versus Karan, the actual fighter, because Karan was actually fighting in that second fight, more or less. But he kept saying a couple times on different interviews that, you know, like I said earlier, Stanionis moves forward, just comes straight forward, which is right up his alley. He's thinking more like a Villa, but he's not a Villa. I don't see Stanionis as a Villa, just flat footed, just coming straight forward and no movement, no nothing. You know, Stanionis will bite down his mouthpiece and he'll fight. You know, he's tough. You know, so I mean, I think Boots has to get back just doing what he has to do in the ring and showing he's matured, showing that he can do more than what he was his last two fights, because they weren't the best looks for Boots. Yeah, he got the stoppage on Eimantas, but he did get touched up on that. He went with a lot of those punches, but he did get touched more than we thought he should have. You know, that's just being fair, straight up criticism of a fight that we actually like. You know, so we do across the board, whether we like it or we don't like it, anything in between. We're gonna try to be straight up about it. So I mean, as long as he doesn't go in there overconfident, I think he could be fine. But to your point, it's kind of like a slippery slope where, because we heard him say this before. He said it against Eimantas. He said it against Karan. So now it's like, hey, you can't have the same result. You can have the same result as a win, but you can't look like you did. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look like you the boogeyman. You gotta look like the person that a lot of people thought you are. Some people still think you are. A few years back, being a boogeyman at 147 when nobody wants to fight you. You know, so the proof's going to be in the pudding. I think it's a great matchup. You know, we've wanted this matchup for a while. I mean, to Boots' defense also, I will say this. Stanionis did say just last year that he wasn't ready for a Boots fight just yet. He wasn't ready for a Boots fight until Boots looked more vulnerable in the second fight against Karan. He was saying, no, I want a couple of fights in. You know, then all of a sudden after that fight, all of a sudden Stanionis like, hey, let me get him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Boots, he may have seen something in Boots, and Boots definitely probably saw something in Stanionis. So it's gonna make for an interesting fight. You know, the two of the three best guys at 147, I would say. You know, because you can't forget about Brian Norman Jr. in there as well. So and Barrios is still there on the outside looking in, who's a forgotten man at 147. But these two, it's gonna be a great fight. You know, I just hope Boots is truly focused in this fight. You know, after this, he can't say I wasn't up for it. I just was bored. I didn't want to have fun. I just tried to be too much Mike Tyson, this and that. This will be your third fight in a row. You'll be saying that same thing. So after this, if you do the same thing like you did against Eimantas and versus Karan, that just means this is basically who you are, because you've proven it 3 fights in a row now.
You guys let us know what you think in the comment section in regards to this. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.